Hello Gems, Leah from Red Emerald Yoga. Welcome back to my channel for today's unboxing video. Today we're going to be unboxing Lucy Cavendish's Sisters of the Sea Oracle. Healing Magics from the Mermaids. So this is a Blue Angel deck. So I'm really looking forward to this because as of yet I've never been let down by a Blue Angel, a Blue Angel deck. So let's get this open. And once we get it out of this shrink wrap, go ahead and read the back. Oh my goodness, I think I need to sharpen my knife. Let's see. So we've got some spot glossing on here. This is giving me a little bit of tactile pleasure, which is nice. Looks like all of the font is spot glossed. Oh, there's bubbles on here too. I only notice it at certain angles. Let me see if I can get that to shine. Yeah, there it is. It's like we've got these little mermaid bubbles and those are spot glossed too. That's really cute. And the art is by Amy Brown. Okay, so these little photos back here and all of the text are also spot glossed. It says, "May your tides rise and flow with blessings, intuition, and wonder, both in stillness and when we feel the pool of life's currents. We can know and remember the ways and wisdoms of our mer-selves. These treasures are never far from reach, and with this alluring oracle, you can rediscover and dive deeply into their healing magic. Explore the symbology, mystery, and deities of the sea, and enhance your readings with mermaid tools, insights, prophecies, and offerings. Bring your questions to the Sisters of the Sea and be guided by their divine visions of past, present, and future." It goes on to say, "Connecting with the mermaids is deeply soothing. Their tranquil presence gifts our perception, imagination, and illumination space to grow and be realized." Lucy Cavendish. So this is a 45 card deck with 176 page full color guidebook. Very cool. Let me see. This is copyright 2023. Ooh, and it's printed, okay, it says printed in China. I don't know why I thought it said printed in Belgium. They're making up stories. The mermaids are playing tricks on me. Okay. I'm totally tripping over here. So the inside is just this little, I should show the top too. Just like this ocean blue. We've got a little bit of, ooh, dog's going nuts outside. A little bit of tearing up here, but that's not a big deal. It's just on the liner. Those are my neighbor's dogs. So they might be telling you hello. Okay, so this is spot glossed also on the back of the book. The writing and the little seahorse. The writing on the side, spot glossed. And then we got that same spot glossing on the writing, but actually the bubbles are not spot glossed. Okay, so let's take a look at this guidebook. The pages are nice and thick. I'm going to go ahead and read this. It says, "Mermaid, ah, they are mighty, Blackbeard. In other days, a long time past, we were all people of the sea. No matter what desert or mountain we have found ourselves on or within, no matter if we feel we are of forest and clay, stone and city, we humans are born of Mother Ocean. This truth is mirrored in our experience in our mother's womb. The ocean and all must dwell in, as mermaids, with tail for those moons and moons before we enter the land of air. There are great traditions that center around the ocean, her creatures, and the legends of the merfolk. There are the lost lands of Atlantis, Wise and Lioness, Kumari, Kundam, and many more, whose energies flow in and around us in these times of earth changes. Mermaids, the sea sisters who sing to us of our souls, are the awakeners of this treasured energy. Many of them have been waiting for we humans to be ready to receive the ancient watery wisdoms and be born back into a world that values feeling, play, laughter, grace, and power. They will never shun your tears, and they never encourage shame. Instead, their eyes will fill with healing tears, and they will let them fall on your wounds until you hurt no more. The magic of the mermaids is profound. Their power to cleanse and heal is as deep as the ocean at our most extreme. Returning to the ocean can help us regenerate our fractured emotional selves. The mermaids can teach us through play and joy how to nurture a deeper relationship with nature and satisfy that wild yearning to be immersed in another element, even to breathe beneath the waves. Mermaids are wonderful friends too. Intimate and close, they share secrets, but never give away yours. They will show you your forgotten blessings again and again until you can no longer deny them. They are delightful, fun, and spirited, yet sensitive enough to know when you have been hurt. They know how to heal you too. Just as salt water cleanses, they can help wash you free of your burdens and heaviness. There are many kinds of mermaids, including the twin-tailed Melusina. These powerful beings spring from deep, fresh waterways and are shapeshifters. They can move into human form and become the lovers of humans, creating beings who are part mer, part human. Perhaps you may be one of their descendants. Then there are the merrows, the mermaids who rescue souls, care for sea creatures, and tend the edges of water and land. They are very shy of most humans, but are extremely kind-hearted. Their name is from the Irish Gaelic words muir, which means sea, and I don't even know if I'm pronouncing these right, oi, maiden. The merrows in the folktales of southwest Ireland are enchanting lovers of human men, and instead of beings who drag sailors down, they are the ones who rescue and raise them up. Okay, I'll read this one too. This one's by William Shakespeare. "Oh, train me not, sweet mermaid, with thy note, to drown me in thy sister's flood of tears." In the Middle Ages, mermaids were believed to be demonic and to have no soul. This Christian belief is reflected in the Hans Christian Andersen tale, The Little Mermaid. However, mermaids are ensouled as any other being. It is simply that their souls are moving through a very different incarnation. Mermaids, until very recently, were often depicted as alluring temptresses who so bewitched sailors that they brought them to their deaths. This concept originates in the Greek tales of Odysseus and the half-bird, half-human sirens and their deadly song. But as the merrows and many other mer beings show us, they most often save. They are not cruel beings. They are our dear friends. I have always enjoyed imagining what it would be like to live within such a different element, to breathe through my very skin and scales, to be free of the weight of air, to almost fly within the lightness and grace of the world of water. I have learned so much from these protectors and champions of sexuality and freedom, allure and power. They are a paradox, often seeming delicate, ungrounded to our earthly senses, but they are mighty indeed. They protect travelers and guide mariners across oceans. Thus, the mermaids in this deck can guide us to the safe spaces within our lives, helping us find our way through storms and shipwrecks to sanctuaries where we can heal and become ourselves again. Mermaids have wonderful healing qualities. They can cleanse, clear, and free us of hurts and hurtfulness. This can include toxic relationships, unhealthy ways of relating, unhealed wounds, and self-sabotaging patterns of the mind that are not serving us. Mermaids can teach us better ways to relate, as they are all about feeling and are unafraid of feeling. They are seers of the sea and can predict storms and future events. Some can even grant wishes to humans who encounter them. Great teachers of wisdom and knowledge, mermaids can replenish our physical energy as well as refreshing and renewing our spirits. And there's also a quote, I don't know if I'm pronouncing this one right either. Faroxad, that's my final answer. I know a sad little mermaid dwelling in the ocean, softly, gently blowing her heart into a wooden flute. It's pretty. Okay, so it talks about the symbology. Has more quotes and talking about it. Gods and goddesses of the ocean. Mermaid treasures. Mermaid foods. Rituals of self-love. Cleansing with the medicine of water. That's pretty cool. Enhancing mer energy in your readings and beyond. Talks about essential oils, crystals, connecting with the spirits of the sea, coral and shells. Herbal and mineral helpers. Magical tools. So this book is pretty cool. Connecting with your mermaid oracle, how to bless your cards, how to shuffle, how to ask a question. Talks about taking breaths, cutting the cards, reversals. So she does recommend using this deck with reversals. Talks about jumping cards. She calls them leapers, the leaping mermaid. And she gives a few spreads, 1 card, 2 card, past, present, future, which is cool because I like the way it's named. Mirrors of past, present, and future. Mermaid mirrors. That's cool. She does Lucy's adaptation of a Celtic cross. The mermaid's trident. Yeah, so she gives quite a few spreads, and then there's like a lot of information before you even get into the card meanings. So all of this is just like extra mermaid information and possible spreads. And then we get into the mermaid messages, which are not too long. So that's pretty cool. Okay, so let's get into the cards. Oh, I should have done a sniff test. I could kind of smell a little something. I'm not sure if that's coming from the cards or the book, so let's see. It just smells really soft. This one just smells like a library, like a fresh book. I like that. Because sometimes they don't smell like books. They remind me of other things, so that's why I like to do this. And this is just a little bit, just a little inky. But it's very soft and subtle. Not offensive in any way. Let's take a look at the card back. Very beautiful. You will notice which way is upright and in the reverse. Here we have like the little north symbol right here. And then we've got this little swoosh thing coming down from the top. And then over here it comes from the side. So if that's going to bother you, you will notice if it's upright or in the reverse. Let's take a look at the cutting. The cutting is really smooth. That's one thing I really like about Blue Angel decks. They always feel so good in the hands. The corners are nice and round. They're not fuzzy at all. It's just really smooth. Okay. And it's got like that Feels like a Blue Angel card. Buttery, and a little bit grippy in the beginning, but that does break in. Okay, so let's check out the cards. Here we have perspective, the arrival, destiny, choice. That's cute. Adventure. The next part of your journey. She's cool. She kind of looks like she has wings, like a fairy mermaid or something. Camouflage. Sea spirits messages. I like her webbed hands. Responsibility. This one kind of looks dragon-like. The Saltwater Sisters. Let go with grace. The tranquil place. Okay, so it does have like a dragony. I was wondering if there was going to be like a, not a dragon. I guess that would be like a sea creature, kind of like a Loch Ness type of creature. So I do like how that dragon-looking one and her with this thing on her back. What is that, like a fin on her back, is kind of tying in now. Because this one kind of looks like a sea creature, dragon creature. So I feel like that's tying in. Looking back. The sea green friendship. The mermaid sanctuary. That's cute. It kind of looks like a lantern. Kind of looks like she's all dressed up. Merwitch. Ooh. She's got her scary little fish there. I forget what these ones are called. Like this, like, I think that's a barracuda. Could be wrong. The deep child within. Oh. Got another one of these old dragon-looking creatures. Ooh, the storm. She looks intense. Very powerful. Like all this energy just like radiating out of her. Mighty. That's cool. I love her trident. It's gorgeous. To see what is unflinching. Little octopus, so cute. Whispers of the ocean. She's gorgeous. I love those colors, the coral and the green together. Feel your power. So I'm looking at this on my monitor over here, and on the monitor, this looks like there's a lot of contrast. Okay, on the monitor, I love the way this looks. In person, she kind of blends in. Okay, so for me, at least right now, I'll have to see if it's any different in the actual video, but this card looks better on camera. The black pearl. Ooh. I would have to say the same with this one. This one also looks better on camera. Like these little purple, like this tribal little spiky things, they blend in a lot more in person, especially on her face. And on screen, it looks better. The untangling of too many thoughts. I like that. That's cute. Beginning. Love the colors, the contrast in this card. To whom was she given? The helper. Low tide. High tide. Pure intention. Oh, wow, look at this one. Okay, so she's got this like this tail right here, and the horse has these horse legs, but also has that same type of fin on the front, like where the hoof would be. And then the horse turns into a mermaid body. I guess kind of like a seahorse, and then it has a tail, but it's a unicorn. Very cool. So if you're into like fantasy creatures, you might like this deck. Stop right there. I like that. I don't know if you can hear my dog. He's snoring. I feel like he's always snoring. Gentle waters. I love it. I like how the artist made a lot of the mermaids look like they're in little dresses. Hidden tears. Oh, I love it with the lotus flowers. Very beautiful. I can see why they made this one the cover. I don't know. That one might be my favorite card. Collaboration. Cute. Deep listening. These little sea creature things are so cute with these little fins for hooves. I love that. Really cute. Knowledge. That's pretty. I'm wondering if that's the mirror, like if that's one of the mirrors. Higher powers. That's pretty. I love the way that the fins are just kind of like swirling like around her. Does give off like a very knowledgeable, powerful vibe. Like a lot of wisdom. Mer meetings. That's cute. So now we have the fairy, the whole fairy thing tied in. I felt like some of the mermaids had fairy ears. I don't know if all of them do, but like I noticed it on some. And now I feel like the fairies are being tied in. So I do feel like there is a cohesive theme. Everything is being tied in. Everything like where I felt like it was a dragon. I felt like dragons were incorporated and the fairies are being incorporated. Miracle of the Mer Oracle. Ooh, that's cool. Love her hair. Beautiful. When the song returns. respect, gorgeous. The mermaid's familiar. That's cool. I love her tail, how it looks so fiery. Really beautiful. Like chakra colors. The gift of the pearl. This is a beautiful card. Looks like she's sparkling. Connection. Oh my gosh, this one's pretty too. And belonging. Wow. I could see this card looking up, not looking up, coming up as like a sense of longing. Like feeling like you don't belong or you belong somewhere else if this card came up in the reverse, just because of her body language and the way that she's looking over her shoulder. I really like that card too, but I just don't think it's going to be my favorite. My favorites are down to these two. Like this one would win on the whole cutesy vibe, but this one, there's so much emotion in it. I think I'm going to go with Hidden Tears. Let's see what the book has to say about that. Card 13. The elemental of the water feels safe. Immersed in the deep, beneath the lake she lives within. She mistrusts the world of the air, and so she has not come to the surface for a long, long time. She stays deep beneath because she is hurt, and wounded, and shy, and very reluctant to be seen. She wants to hide, waiting until she feels better, but she is unsure whether her tears will ever stop. And so until her sadness departs, until the tears cease to flow, she is determined to stay beneath the surface. But if she would come up to see the lilies that her tears have helped grow, she would see there is no shame in her feelings of sadness. She need not be afraid, for there are other beings who understand, but they cannot reach her where she is. If you are like this beautiful being, if you have hidden so much of yourself that the only parts you reveal are the bright, happy facets, others cannot grow close to all of you. It is time to gently rise out of the secret places where you have been hiding. Cease to be so careful, child of the ocean. Show us all of who you are. You deserve support, love, and utter acceptance. There is no need to hide your tears, for they are a blessing. The mermaids adore you. The water beings will come to find you, sweet one, and help you heal. It begins with allowing your tears to flow. No more hiding away the sorrows. Share them, and let them dissolve into the waters forever. Oh my gosh, I love that. That is beautiful. So I'm going to go over here to these symbols to see if it talks about anything that's in here. Let's see. So it talks about nakedness. Mermaids are most often seen without robes or clothing. They may carry a trident or a crown of pearls, but they are nearly always bare-skinned. There is little between their senses and the sea. And when they rise above the surface of the air, they are willing to expose themselves. So she is not ready to expose herself. And feel it all exquisitely. Even if it hurts, they are unafraid. So she's very afraid. For they know this is just part of their incarnation as a deep feeling elemental. Okay, it talks about long hair representing good health and strength, being antenna-like and highly sensitive. It enhances intuition and telepathy. Long hair is one of the mermaid's great gifts. With their exquisitely sensitive locks, they speak to the sea creatures, sharing messages that cannot be spoken with words and must be sent through much less human means. A mermaid's hair can also reach out and speak with other mermaids across the ocean's miles. They are a kind of energetic cord, conduit, and connector. Okay, so we got her long hair there, and I think that's it. Yeah, I just wanted to see like what else like the book talked about that was hiding in the card. Okay. And in yoga, we see the lotus like the symbol of enlightenment. But the lotus doesn't start out as this beautiful symbol of enlightenment, this gorgeous flower. It starts out as a little tiny seed in the bottom, in the bottom of the pond scum, the muck and the mire, and the most disgusting conditions, the most unlikely conditions. And it chooses to chase the light. And it comes up on this long sprout where it can then bloom. So I love it. Despite your beginning, despite your upbringing, despite where you come from or the circumstances that you currently find yourself in, you can always choose to chase the light and bloom. So yeah, I love that. That is gorgeous. Okay, I'm going over my list to see what else is in my list. Let's see how this deck shuffles. Wait, did I get it? Yeah. I think I put this one on wrong. Okay, there it is. These cards are on the large side. So they shuffle okay in that way. Usually when I get a blue angel deck, I will shuffle it like this, just because it's more comfortable in my hands. But it takes a little bit longer to break it in that way. Once they're broken in, I can shuffle them in the first way that I did, my regular preferred method. They're just a little too stiff right out of the box to do it like that comfortably. Makes me a little nervous. So I'm just going to do one more time. I'm trying to shuffle these just that way we can do a reading. Let me show you how this deck shuffles in the overhand. It shuffles okay, but it is a bit chunky. Does this deck remind me of a deck that I have? I would have to say no, it does not. Do I have a mermaid deck? Yes, I do have a mermaid deck by Doreen Virtue. It's like Mermaids and Dolphins or something like that. But it does not remind me of this deck. This artwork is much more beautiful. What is it called? It's called Magical Mermaids and Dolphins by Doreen Virtue. It's out of print. But I think this deck is prettier. I do like the messages in the other deck, but I wouldn't say that this one reminds me of that one. Let's see. The art quality. Is everything clear, blurry? Is anything muted? I felt like a couple of cards looked better on camera than they did in person because of the contrast. But I think all in all, the art quality, I'm happy with it. Especially because on camera it looks okay. I feel like it does have a cohesive theme. I like the box that it came in. I feel like it's nice and sturdy. I'll just keep that on my oracle shelf with my like magical themed fantasy decks. Is it for newbies? Yeah, for sure. The guidebook is great. I think anybody can work with this deck. Let's see. I'll leave a link down in the description where you can pick up a copy. And we'll do a sample reading from the guidebook. I'm just trying to shuffle these a little bit better as I'm going through my list. Let's see. Okay, so the sample reading we're going to do, I just want something just to see how this deck reads. Let's see. So I did put some reversals in there. Let's do this mirror one. Mermaid mirrors of past, present, and future. Okay, it says, with this spread, we ask the mermaids to bring clarity, emotional wisdom, and information to do with the dimensions of time known as past, present, and future. First, shuffle, then cut your cards in the way described earlier or work with your preferred method. Remember to include the 3 breaths to open the doors between worlds. Soften your vision and lay 1 card out to the left, card 1, in the center, card 2, and to the right, card 3. I often turn them all over as I do this. Once completed, you have 3 cards, or as the mermaids think of it, 3 mirrors. All right. So let's give this just a little bit more of a shuffle. This book does not want to stay open. Let me see. Okay. Just want to make sure they're shuffled well, because it's a new deck. Okay, so we're going to just pretend like we took our 3 deep breaths. We have decided on a question. And we will lay down our 3 cards for a mirror of the past. The sea green friendship, mirror of the present. The black pearl in the reverse. And mirror of the future, mighty. Oh, the future looks good. Okay, so let's see. Card 1, mirror of the past, the mermaid mirror of the past. Gaze into the image and ponder the meaning of the message and how it relates to your past. Within this mirror, you may receive insights into your childhood, who you once were, what may have happened, and how it impacted you. It may not be your childhood, but it is a former place we visit when we gaze into this mirror. This card will help you understand how, who, and where you once were contributed to how you grew and developed as a person. Sometimes this card can show you a situation you experienced or people who had a part to play in your life. In short, this is the mirror of a personal history as it relates to your current situation or the question you have asked. So this is card 32. The sea green friendship. So in the past, to find a sea sister who is no relation, a brother of the ocean, without ties of blood to gaze upon the world together, and to find it beautiful and full of promise, to have a companion whose soul is like yours, a wild and growing thing, reaching always for the light, creative and everlasting. These are the gifts this card brings. There is comfort in the companionship of kindred souls, of spirits who sing a song that harmonizes with your own. These sea sisters have that kind of friendship, where they gaze into the world independently, but have each other to share it with. Their companionship can be yours. Allow Spirit to guide you to the friendships that will see you truly for who you are, without judgment or any desire to bend and reshape you. There are those who can share this world with you without wanting too much or caring too little. These friendships must be guarded and nurtured, protected and cherished. They must never be held onto, for friendship and companionship, like that of these mermaid sisters, is beyond the ties of blood. It is a fragile, blooming water flower that can bring life's sweetest joy. The mermaids bring to you this friendship and the freedom within the friendship, so the full expression of who you came here to be can be realized in the sweetest of circumstances. Okay, so I feel like it's bringing your awareness to a person or a time in your life when you had this close bond with somebody who is probably not your blood, somebody who felt like a sister or felt like a family member. You guys were there for each other when you needed each other, but I feel like this person, more than likely, is no longer in your life anymore. But they were there for you when you needed it. Or for some reason, that bond may have been severed, because it talks about how fragile it was. Let's go to the present. It says the mermaid mirror of the present. This mirror reveals what has been created, what you are living with or through. Its message is built upon what the mirror of the past has shown you. The cards are nearly always related to each other, singing to each other across time. And I love it, like even the pearl is like, she's pointing, she's like showing you, like, look over here. What exists and where you are in the now is a result of what has been. This card speaks of the choices, the destinies, and the moments that have made you. The now is the culmination of everything you have chosen, everything you have already been. It is still in the process of creation. Therefore, this present moment can still be reshaped, rechosen, and influenced in ways that align more with your soul and higher purpose. It is also the point where all change can happen. The point of power is in the present moment. Okay. So it says the Black Pearl, card 23. Ooh, and those numbers are transposed. 32 and 23. It says the mermaids wish to show you that you are receiving gifts of initiation into a great mystery. The Black Pearl is the source of all that is unknown. Through its gift, you will learn, grow, develop, and be born into your next epoch of discovery in this lifetime. The Black Pearl represents the mysterious, and into that place you will now descend and explore. Here there is no certainty, no clean-cut boxes within which to categorize things of the spirit. This is a time when there may be confusion, frustration, and a sense of being less powerful than you would wish yourself to be. That is because to become more powerful, you must move into areas where you can develop more depth and experience more challenges. This mysterious gift is one of the most beautiful of the mermaids. There is a purity and a desire to know what cannot ever be truly known, but it is always worth exploring. The Black Pearl can reveal some of the secret paths of your soul and some of the abilities that can emerge from the void that is her darkness. Once this revelation is gifted, you will be purer of heart, wiser, and more able to discern between a truth born of knowledge and a personal truth born of fear and the surrender of power. Receive this blessing, child of the sea, and be born again into great mystery. The mermaids wish it so. So I'm wondering, have you already been gifted the pearl? Has the pearl been offered to you and have you refused it? Feeling that you're not worthy enough to accept this pearl, or the pearl is too scary and too cumbersome. It would be too much trouble. This is too much of a challenge. I'm wondering if this person from the past embodied some of that strength and some of that courage. I'm wondering if this person made you feel confident, like you could accomplish anything. The mermaid is saying to recapture some of that spirit, to accept this gift of the black pearl. Let's see what the future says. Card 3, the mermaid mirror of the future. The third mirror is, of course, that of what is yet to come, a mirror filled with possibilities and yet to be determined. This mirror illuminates what is in the process of becoming, and about which there is still a great deal that remains undecided. This mirror may also show you what is most likely, but as the point of power is in the present moment, this future is still a work in progress. You can make adaptations, reshape aspects, or make a U-turn if that is what you wish. Knowing what this mirror shows can help you make wiser decisions with the mermaid's loving help right now. These mermaid mirrors of the past, present, and future illustrate how time bends and reshapes itself, how even the past can be altered if we have new and more meaningful ways of understanding it, and that the future is more within our hands than we are taught. It is an empowering layout that can be very insightful if you take the time to sink into the meaning of each card and ponder how they intertwine with each other. When you conduct this reading, okay, so this is for you, the reader, you may find it helpful to journal your thoughts and responses as well as your cards. Seek the relationships and connections between the cards. Be fluid and graceful in your readings, as the mermaids are. So do encourage your clients to journal, or if you're doing these readings for yourself, it's encouraging you to journal. So we move on to card 27, Mighty, for the mermaid mirror of the future. It says, unseen by human eyes are the warrior mermaids, the keepers of the old temples of Lemuria, the guardians of the Atlantean zones. They are utterly focused on their purpose, with strength and stillness that are unshakable. There is a grace in their commitment and in their unbreakable bond with the pledge they made so long ago, to protect what is most precious about the ancient energies, and so they patrol. They are vigilant, they are fierce, and they do not forget. So too can you bring this energy to a task at hand. It may be a challenge set by fate, one you are daunted by and makes you wonder how you can return from this seeming setback. Let the warrior mermaids lend you their strength. Be inspired by their gaze that pierces the gloom of the depths and sees what must be seen far ahead. You are this mighty. You are this strong. You can quiet your mind and bring your whole being into stillness that is strong. And if you are feeling vulnerable, that you have nothing about you to protect you, know that this warrior mermaid and her trident is at your service. See her swim about your energy field, with trident spearing the world's hurts and worries, transforming them into a more useful energy for all. Find that still, deep place inside you, for there she dwells, for she is the dear child of the sea. Okay, I love that. I do feel like that is what this sample reading is about. Going back to what you learned from this relationship, from this friendship, and harnessing that sense of empowerment. The current situation you're in might seem daunting, it might seem challenging, so overwhelming, making you reel back like, no, I don't want this. I don't want to accept this challenge. I don't want to accept this task, this duty, whatever it is. But the black pearl is saying you must take it. Because that's how you're going to become powerful. By taking the action today, by writing your future. Your potential future is all about empowering yourself about making yourself powerful, not allowing yourself to stay small or feel less than. I also feel like a protector vibe with this card, how they're the guardians of the Atlantean zones, you know? What are you being called to protect? What are you being called to defend? One of the things that first struck me with this card was how it reminded me of fire. Like she looked like, you know, like it looked like fire. Her hair was fiery. Her wings looked fiery. What sets your heart on fire? What sparks you up? What does your soul crave and long for? Like that's what you're supposed to be fighting for. I love how it says, spearing the world's hurts and worries, transforming them into a more useful energy for all. So where are you being drawn to spend your energy? So that concludes this sample reading. I do like the way that the deck reads. I think that this deck could be used as a standalone oracle deck for readings on its own, and then obviously combined with other oracle decks or with a tarot reading. Who might like this deck? I think people who are into mermaids, people who are into fantasy, mythology, if you love the ocean and the sea, if you want a deck that is empowering, something that helps you to look deep at your feelings and your emotions, encourages you to be strong and to face the things that you have not wanted to look at, I think this would be a good deck for you. Who might not like it? If fantasy just is not your thing, if you're like, I don't really care about mermaids, or you know, this probably won't be your deck. You probably wouldn't be watching this video anyways. I also think that people who love the color green would like this deck. There's a lot of green in this deck. It's very soothing, and I feel like it's really good for times of like deep emotion and for soothing the heart chakra. Who might not like it? Going back to that. Yeah, I think most people just like, maybe who don't like the artwork. I don't really think that, oh, maybe if you're offended by nudity. If you don't want to see nudity, like most of it is covered, but like there were a couple of instances where, you know, like maybe some people wouldn't like that with the little starfish or just like sprinkles. That might bother some people, like little pearls or scales. If you wanted to see older people, or if you wanted, I don't think there's any men in here. I think it's like all female mermaids. Yeah, so if you wanted a deck with some dudes, this would not be the deck for you. This is a very feminine deck. Going back to make sure I'm not inventing stories. Let me just see. Like there's no cards that really caught my eye, and I was like, oh yeah, there's a dude. I think it's all female mermaids. Or even if you just wanted it to be mermaids, like if you wanted a mermaid deck, but you didn't want any fairies or dragons or unicorns or anything like that, then maybe this would not be the deck for you. But yeah, I think way more people would like this deck than dislike it. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you for hanging out with me. I will leave a link in the description if this is a deck that you would like to add to your collection. There's a deck that you want me to review, please drop it down below in the comments and I will try to get my hands on that. Thanks for hanging out with me, and I'll see you soon. Bye for now, gems.